Okay, so what I'm gonna talk about real quick is map functions or Python map functions. So pretty much, map function helps you apply a certain type of function inside an iterable or a list or tuple. That's what an iterable is. Dictionary. So this is the syntax for it right here. I got it right here. So you have your map function and you have your function that gets applied to the iterable. So I just have an example real quick. We're going to do about 2 or 3 more examples, but I just want to run through it. Okay, so right here, we define the function. And the function, what this function does is squares a number. That's why you see he's returning x to the power of 2. And then after we created a list of numbers. So here's the numbers, name of the list, and here are the items that are inside that list: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we apply the square function to each number using the map. So just like over here, you have the square function, which goes and substitutes for this function. And then we have the numbers we will substitute for iterable. That's why you have square as the function and numbers for the iterable. And they get applied together and we print the result, but we apply a list function to print the result because we want to make able to read what happens to the iterable using a list function. Let's see what happens. So as you can see, it's 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. So 1 to the power of 2 is 1. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 4 to the power of 2 is 16. 5 to the power of 2 is 25. Okay, so I'm gonna do another example. This example's gonna be something similar, a single argument. This time we're going to double the numbers in the list. So I'm gonna create the function right now. So we define double. Oh, gotta get it out there. Return n times 2. And then we create the list of numbers. And so it's numbers. And we'll set up the values in the numbers. I'm gonna do 2, 5. Oh, 2, 5, 10, 3, 4, 7. And then we're going to set what the result will be, which will equal the map syntax that we see here, where the map We have parentheses, and we have arguments inside the parameters. We have the function and the iterable. These are requirement inside these map functions. So my map function, my uh, my function is when the double, and my iterable is numbers. And we're going to print it, but I need to set this function up with the result variable I set up that has the map function in it. And then let's see what the output we get. But always remember, after that map function, you use the list function so that it can read the iterable when it's printed out. So we see 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 7 times 2 is 14. All right. Now we're going to do our second example, and this will include multiple arguments. So this one, we're going to use 2 lists. So create the function x. I have its arguments inside the function. So we're going to add x to y. That's what this function is going to be doing. A return value set up. Create my lists. So we have 2 lists. List 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then list 2. Let me change that. I want them close together. It makes me feel better. And list 2 equals, and set the values in this list: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then create a variable called result where we set the map function, everything that happens in the map function inside this result variable. Set that done where we have our map, we have our function, which is the add function, and we have 2 iterables this time. So this is what we're going to do. List 1 as 1 iterable, and then list 2 as the second iterable. And then we're going to print the list function so that we're able to read the iterable with the result. And let's see. So we're adding these together so that they combine in one list, but it's the sum of the numbers inside each list that will be added into one new list, which was the new list is actually the result variable, which is the result. So we should get 11, 22, 33, 44, and 55. Let's see. All right. You see? So that's what we got. All right. And let's do another one. All right. Let's do one with lambda function. And so lambda function is pretty much an anonymous function. It can be useful for like simple one-time operations where defining a function, might be a little bit of an overkill. So as you see, there's a pattern. We create our list. Create that result variable with everything that's going to be in the map function. Because this result variable is actually setting it to be what the new list is going to be. All right. So what I set up right here, I have this anonymous function, this lambda, and pretty much it's letting us know that every number over here is going to be, we're going to look at the product of it exponentially. So it's 1 to the power of 3 for this index, and then for 2, it'll be 2 to the power of 3. And then over here, it'll be 3 to the power of 3, and then 4 to the power of 3, and 5 to the power of 3. So this function will be applied to this numbers, to this iterable. Then we want to print that out. And let's see what we get. All right, perfect. So 1 to the power of 3 is 1. 2 to the power of 3 is 8. 3 to the power of 3 is 27. And 4 to the power of 3 is 64. And 5 to the power of 3 is 125. Now, just for the sake of it, like we go back right here and just take out the list function. If you were to just try to map it without the list function, this is what you would get. So that list function helps you be able to read the iterable, read the results. And that is why. you add that. And so that's pretty much a little bit about um, map functions. I mean, I guess we could do another one just for the fun of it. Let me do one more. Oh, there. Right there. So this one, we're going to define a function to capitalize the first letters of a word.